A very good evening to one and all. A hearty welcome for the session. Today we have our resource person, Mrs. Jayavani Jayaraman, who has stolen the hearts of all the educators with her value education workshop the last week. And today she is here with a very intrinsic methodology about social sciences, as in how to teach social sciences in classroom. And we have named it as Pedagogy of Social Science. And I can understand today the number is very less. It's because it's exclusively for social teachers. But I am very happy that we have got 8 to 7 social teachers here today along with us. And this session is going to be a fruitful session, at the same time an interactive session. As the number is less, we want proper interaction now. So all yours, the stage is all yours, Mrs. Jayavani. Let us start with the session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So good evening, everyone. Welcome today for webinar's topic, Pedagogy of Social Science. I'm really so excited. And I would like to thank Mr. Ravikant for what I'm today. And thank you really, sir. And let us go for the session. So before entering into the session, I just want to ask you a question to everyone. How do you make social science relevant to your students' lives in classroom? Can anyone please? I want the session to be interactive, ma'am. Anyone would like to answer it? How do you make social science relevant to your students' life? Anybody else? See, if you're not interacting, no, it will be like then only one man show. It is like only I
Dear
used to
participants,
talk.
if you don't answer the questions, it would be very difficult for the resource person to get you people onto the track. So kindly interact.
So it will be like a one man show. Then then I alone will be talking, and you will be the listeners. So if it is an interactive section, it will be very nice. Anybody else?
Please repeat the question, ma'am. Good evening.
Yeah, how do you make the social science relevant to your students' life?
Yeah, means audio is not clear, ma'am.
My audio is not clear, sir. Okay, ma'am. How do you make social science relevant to your students' life, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. We will take them while teaching. We will take the real life situation. Then only they will understand. They will get what they are studying.
Yes, ma'am. What you say is exactly correct. We use real life examples and case studies, or we used to encourage the students to explore their own experience and perspectives. Exactly what we'll be seeing in today's session will be like what is a social science, and what are the challenges we are facing to teach, and what are the methodology uh, we used to have it in our classroom. So I'm sure that at the end of the session, you all will be able to state the concept of social science in a different perspective. So the first slide, I just want anybody else to read out. Please read out, ma'am. Anybody else?
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening, Marina, ma'am. I was expecting you. You lately joined anyhow. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Because if you are there, no, you are one of the real person that you will just you volunteer yourself to you will volunteer yourself in all such things. You will interact like anything, and you will be the booster for us. Really, I have seen many sessions about. Yeah, please
Thank you,
read
ma'am.
out.
Yes, the social sciences have a critical contribution to make in helping us understand, imagine, and craft a more sustainable future for all. UNESCO.
Yeah, this was rightly said by the UNESCO, because UNESCO always emphasizes the importance of social science in education, because it is actually highlighting the role in addressing the global changes and sustainable development. And not only for that, the UNESCO always recommendation for social science education includes incorporating diverse perspectives, integrating social and emotional learning. So always we have to just see about what is the social values and about the fostering the global citizenships and culture among the students. So the next slide, sir, we'll go for the introduction part and then we'll go for the aims and the concept. So anyone just, this is like a just a simple introduction about the social science, about the different personalities. Can anyone just anyone help me? Yes, Hemlata ma'am or Narmada ma'am or Roja ma'am, anybody else, please read out now.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Ma'am, I actually I could not hear properly. So would you please repeat?
Ma'am, I just want you to read about the introduction part.
Okay, ma'am. I will surely read in. Yeah, the introduction here. Social science is the study of human relations. Zarolimic is the who has said this. Social science is a study of the activities of social and physical environment by Michels. Social science is a category of academic disciplines concerned with society and the relationships among individuals within a society. The disciplines include, but are not limited to, anthropology, archaeology, communication studies, economics, history, musicology, human geography, jurisprudence, linguistics, political science, psychology, public health, and sociology. Its objective is to enable people live well as a group member. Social science has to do with the social laws that govern society and the social department of man.
So thank you, Roja ma'am. Actually,
Thank you,
when
ma'am.
we talk about when we talk about the social science introduction, no, it's really a tough part because we have to cover up everything. We are just not only seeing about the social science as a subject, but about the communication studies, economics, geography, history, so all. So social science is an integral part of social education along with other subjects like language, science, and mathematics. And social science gives the students knowledge and understanding of the concrete realities and we can say about the life of aiming the developing skills of the students. So it is very important for the requirement of a life. So when we talk about the social science, no, it is as a broader aspect which is related with the diverse concern of society. So it is a course of study with the society. Actually, when we want to say about the social science, it is really a course of study of or the course of study with the society. So let us go for the what is social science. Next slide, sir. So this is a brief and this is a depth meaning of the social science. This is the next slide, please. So this is the depth meaning of the social science subject according to the scientist, social scientist. Please, anyone help me to read out?
Social science is a branch of academic disciplines that studies human behavior, societies, and relationships through systematic research and analysis. It encompasses a wide range of fields, including sociology, psychology, anthropology, economics, political science, and geography. Social scientists investigate various aspects of human life, such as cultural practices, social structures, economic systems, political dynamics, and psychological phenomena. By employing diverse methodologies like surveys, experiments, and qualitative research, social scientists seek to understand and explain patterns, trends, and complexities within human societies and interactions.
Thank you, Marina ma'am. Actually, the thing is what we'll be seeing in the further section is we'll be seeing about how to make a quality research or how to make the students to understand the different patterns or trends what we are being using in the classroom atmosphere. So when we talk about the social science, we always have a confusion with another aspect also. What confusion we'll be having in the sense, what the next slide, sir. What confusion, no? All the even other subject teachers also will ask, what is the difference between, sir, please, the next slide, sir. So what is the similarities between the social science and social studies? This was the often, repeated questions everybody will be asking, like, what is social science and what is social studies actually? So for this answer, no, we can say that both are similarly equal and both have the similar concept. So we don't want to just say that social science is a different thing. Both are both are equal. And when we talk about the social studies, no, we won't go very depth inside. We used to stress the moral values and the core values for the children in the grader sections of 3 to 5 or in the primary level. When we talk about the social science, then we'll take into the higher studies, like when we split up the social science into history, geography, economics, and civics, or in the higher studies where the practical knowledge is implemented over there. So when we tell about the practical knowledge, when it is implemented, we used to tell it as a social science, but both are same. So, sir, next slide, sir. So the similarities between the social science and social studies is nothing but they only related, like they share the common body of content. Both are related to society and have the same aims and same objectives. Both emphasizes on inculcating the good qualities like truthfulness, sincerity, etc. of the human being. So whatever we talk about the social science is really the value what we are being trained for the students' career or the students fostering about the culture or the students to know about the critical thinking, how to solve it. For everything, we can say that social science helps in their curriculum. So the next slide, sir. So here we comes to the importance of social studies. Why the social studies is needed in this curriculum? Because everybody wants to be an engineer, everybody wants to be a doctor, everybody wants to be a money-oriented businessman, or everybody wants to be in the IT field nowadays. So why we should want to have a social studies in the curriculum in the sense? The social studies really helps the children to understand and appreciate how other people live, and it helps to learn to accept themselves and get along with the others also. And it acquires skills for living and to learn about the roles of people have in life, and be and to have the respect of others also. So when we talk about the importance of social studies, especially when we comes for the teaching social studies in curriculum is important for several reasons. We can just add up many things, but I'm just telling you only a very few things. It helps the students to understand their roles and responsibilities as a citizens first. So the fundamental things they should know about what is the role they have to play. So the fundamental, the basic steps, what the children will know, it is only from the curriculum of the social studies they used to know it. And when we tell about the social studies, no, it promotes a critical thinking and analysis and problem solving skills for each and individual. And the social studies provides a framework for understanding historical events and about the historical events about the past, how it was being at present, its impact is being in the present. So whatever we used to say, no, it is an historical event, yeah, why we want to talk that, but because of historical event only. At the present, impact is maybe so worse or maybe so good also in some situations. So the social studies is very important for the children to know about the concept of the real world issues, what is going in and around. And also it helps for the career preparation. We are just telling about only certain careers, but about the politics, about the lawmakings, about everything. This helps you in a career preparations also, and it promotes the global awareness and understanding about the international issues also. And when we talk about the social studies, no, it helps the students to develop their own identity. They'll have their own identity and they'll be having their own values. If anything, if I just missed out, anyone can tell about the importance of social studies to have in its curriculum. Anyone?
Importance of social studies can also be seen that when we study history, they always say that history repeats itself. All the mistakes that
Yes,
our
ma'am.
past people have done, all the mistakes that our ancestors have done, we learn from those mistakes when we study about history. And when we know that in the present condition, we don't
Yes,
have to
ma'am.
repeat, we don't have to repeat those mistakes, and how to deal in the present situation, taking lessons from the past situations.
Yes, you are right, ma'am. You are right. Apart from the history, ma'am, apart from the history, anybody else? Why it is very important apart from the history? Yes,
Ma'am,
thank
because
you,
it
ma'am. Yes,
also
correct.
shapes our, yeah, because it also shapes our future. Like ma'am just said, we learn from our history, we learn from our past. So we rectify those mistakes and we are able to secure our future or make our future a little brighter.
Yes, ma'am, correct. And by relating contemporary issues with social science, yes, to adopt sustainable lifestyle, yes, you are really correct, ma'am. Because sustainable development is really very important. We cannot just use our resources wisely and to give it to our futures also. So exactly, we'll be talking about the sustainable development, everything. For that, the basic course, the basic fundamental of the curriculum is about the social science. So the next slide, we'll be seeing about the aims of the social science. So aims of the social studies, the purpose of, ma'am, please, Marina, ma'am, your voice is really very bold.
The purpose, aim of social studies. The purpose of kindergarten to grade 12 social studies is to help students know and appreciate the past, understand the present, influence the future, and make connections between events and issues of the past, the present, and the future. To make students aware that just as contemporary events have been shaped by actions taken by people in the past, they have the opportunity to shape the future. The ultimate aim is for students who have a sense of themselves as active participants and citizens in an inclusive, culturally diverse, and independent world.
Yes, ma'am. So when we talk about this aims, other than this, when we talk about the aims, no, social science at school level, we have so much to tell about it. So when we talk about this aims of the aims of the social studies in the school level, the children enable to develop a critical understanding of society and aim of the social science actually. And then the objective of the social science is to create and widen the popular base for human values. Merely we can say it as a freedom or trust or mutual respect or for diversity, whatever. And thus the social science teaching is basically should be aimed at investing in a child a moral and a physic energy so that the children can think independently and deal with social forces which threatens them. So when we talk about this aims, really, the aims will be like developing the informal opinions and the decision making skills of the children will be developed, and encouraging the activity learning and engagement with the real life issues also. All these things will make a deeper understanding of the social science concept, critical thinking and practical skill, preparing them to engage them with the shape for their future world actually. So aims of social science is really um, as a must. So for what it is like. So please, the next slide, sir. Yes, you're right, ma'am. It helps analyzing the information and to ask questions. Yes, ma'am, you're right. So what did you see in this picture right now? What do you want to create today? So please, anyone can tell me about what you see in this picture? So
Is it
anyone?
related with SDG goals?
What, ma'am?
Is it related with SDG goals? No. You give
Ma'am, art
story.
integrated.
Yeah, yeah.
It is all like if we ask the see, this is all like one students, or in the class atmosphere we will be having a different categories of students. Everyone will not have the same attention, or everyone will not have the same understanding level. So the teacher has to have all those ideas. The teacher's mind should have all those ideas to deliver to the children. Okay, so let it be like an interactive section, or through the ebook, or yeah, as a narration, narrating a story, or using a different graphical tools or technologically. So when we say about this, no, we have to create an idea about what is social science to the children in a different perspective. So the next slide we'll be seeing about the methodology of the teaching social science in the classroom atmosphere. So the first one, we go for connecting the past and the present. It is not like we have to go past, means we have to go back to the 100 years back or 50 years. We can just have a past before 1 year what happened, or 6 months before what happened, and at present what is its impact. Like that we can connect the children with the past and the present. So connecting the past and the present, reading and learning about the past may seem immaterial and irrelevant for most students actually. But if the teachers can connect the past with the present by giving the students example how things were in the past values, how things were in the present, this would really pick up their interest in their subject. So we can just have before corona what happened, after corona what is the impact, what is like, we can give several connections between the past and the present. Would anyone like to give an example of connecting the past and the present?
Yes, ma'am. For
Yes, ma'am. Tell
example,
me.
in the years ago, India was a very poor country, and and now it's a developing country. We have made massive progress. So from that we learned that how we were dominated by the British, how we were robbed by the British. So we don't have to give into outside powers, and we have to maintain our sovereignty. And learning from the, like, for example, connecting the past and the present can also mean that whatever we are doing in the past, whatever we did in the past, we are using that thing to build our present. For example, trains. The first train was from, I think, Mumbai to Dalhousie. I think, I'm not very sure,
Thane. Mumbai
but
to Thane in 1853.
yes,
Mumbai.
sorry. So that is, so one thing is that that train that we have used, they started the trains, but we are building on those trains, and today we have the bullet train, we have all the other trains. So that is how we are connecting the past to the present. They set the format, and we are improving the format.
About the past and the present, whatever you, yeah, whatever you said is correct, ma'am. But only one slight correction I would like, that India and China is the richest country in the world in the 16th and 17th century, ma'am. We are the richest country in the world. By seeing our resources only, the British have been occupied us. Okay, so that alone one correction. Other than that, what you have said is really a good. When we connect the past and the present, no, other than pointing out about the difference or similarities, we can take the past has affected the current lives. Now seriously, when I tell about this past and the present, no, I always used to connect this past and the present along with my own case. I'll tell as an example to the children, because before corona how I am and after corona how I am, like that, because I was worstly affected with the corona. I was been in my deathbed. I used to tell my children, I'm alive and I'm standing in front of you, like that. I will used to give an examples. Because of that, so much of side effects was there for me. So I always used to connect when we talk about some of the famines or disasters or whatever it happens. No, I will tell the children that we can come back. We can come back, whatever the disaster. Now also the Wayanad has been in Kerala. The Wayanad has a slide, heavy landslide was there, and anyhow we have to sustain, right? So we'll come back with all those things. So when we talk about this connecting about the past and present, it's really contribute a lot to the children's mentality to understand what it is happening. The next thing is about is using technology. Yes, sure. So technology is a strong suit of base nowadays for the children. So we used to tell once upon a time, Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam. But unfortunately, we used to tell right now, Mata, Pita, Google. We used to tell right now. Mata, Pita, Google, and then only God comes up. So instead of Guru, they have taken it out. So that much of using technology is being there. If we are not updating our technology, the students will tell what is happening in neighboring countries all. So using the tools such as Google Maps or to see the places around the world, definitely we should have to search for the online resources, and will help improve their desire to learn the social science more better than the classroom study. So we have to use a technology. There is no other way. So anyone would like to give an example for this using of technology?
Ma'am, like if we want to teach about Taj Mahal, using technology, we can go right. Using technology, we can go right into the Taj Mahal. We can see closely the walls. We can see the structure. We can see the area around it. But before, when we were in school, everything was only in the books. But now, practically, we are moving into that monument. And while we are moving into the monument, we are watching it like the 3D movies we see. We're watching everything so closely. So all that impacts the children's mind a lot. They learn faster. They retain longer. They're able to express better.
Yes, what you said is exactly right, ma'am. Other than that, anybody else wants to interact? It is like only me and
Yes,
Marina
ma'am.
ma'am
Yes,
was
ma'am.
interacting.
Yes.
Yeah, tell
Hello.
me, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me, ma'am.
Myself,
Tell me.
Narmada. Yes.
Yeah, tell me.
For example, Prithviraj Raso. If we are, animating that whatever story, how he killed Muhammad Ghori and how the Battle of Tarai and all the things, if we are showing our students with the help of animation, they will be much more interested, and they will get about with everything. They will remind. No need to explain. No need to. They will not say that. Normally, they say that history is boring. But while we are showing such type of animation pictures and stories and all that, that Doha last one, that Chandravardhai said that to kill this Gori, how he say in the field, means in the way of what to say, Doha, how he killed Gori. If we are showing our students, they will be much more interested and they will learn
What
all
you
the
are
things.
saying. Yes, ma'am. Exactly correct. What you said is exactly it is in a real picture also, ma'am.
Yes,
So
in
next,
class 7, we have means one of my students, he has made this story animation, and he's used means all Doha and all the songs, and we have seen in our class. We have used
oh,
it.
very good, ma'am. It's nice to hear, sir. Because all those things, all we used to have once in a academic, like we used to have this much of like in Independence Day or Republic Day or any occasions only we used to have all such things. But we have to inculcate them in the classroom atmosphere. That is really good, ma'am. Nice, nice. So the
Yeah,
next one
presently,
is, yeah, tell me, ma'am.
presently we are using smart boards in the classroom. We
Yes,
are
ma'am.
using audiovisual, and
Yes, ma'am.
always we use different types of videos for the children.
Yes,
Whatever
ma'am.
we explain the task through the videos, pictures, these are because these are the changes, past to present. Uh, uh, we can just tell the children, but they are not think about the past. They don't want to. They don't have any mood to think about. They don't want to. They don't show any interest to think about the past and all. But when we connect him or when we show this
Real life,
video,
yeah.
yeah, of course, yeah, they will be interested. Yeah, even
Yes.
movies also. Yes.
Yeah, I'm very happy to have all your suggestions also. I mean all your things also, because it's now only it is like in interactive sections. So the next one is project based learning. So when we talk about this project based learning, it's really, it will work out when even the sorry to say, even the below average students also will cope up with the understanding level when we take to the project based learning. So individuals as well as the group project are often the best way to encourage the students to research a certain topic and present in the classroom creativity. So it will bring out really a good outcome, even among the average and the below average students. They not only end up the learning about the topic, but they'll go inside, very deep inside about the process, and they'll enjoy what is happening. And really the project based learning will help a lot, and it will make the children to understand in a different level, and more attentively than they would an ordinary classroom. No, it is like when we do some project activities, they'll be very happy to do all such things, and they help each other, and everyone will have a different opinions and different ideas about the same content what. So the project based learning is very important, and it is also one of the important methodology used in the social science. Yeah. Anybody else have
Correct.
given a project based learning? Anybody else?
Of course,
Ma'am,
Yes,
along with
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Taking out BMI of in your locality, it will include all age of people. For example, infant or all age group, all the student. I mean, all the persons, grandpa, grandma, BMI. Similarly, we have done village survey, market survey also. Such type of project work is given.
Yes, ma'am. Last week, I also gave one project to the children to know about who's your counselor, name the counselor, what is their qualification, how many streets they have been had. I mean, they have to administrate how many streets, how many, and what are their duties they have to look after, all those things. I just made them to have it. So when we just have all those things, when we just give to the children, they love enjoying. They love to do it actually. They really, and that learning will be a different apart from the classroom. Really, it will be very useful for them to have a depth knowledge. So the
In
next one
class
we'll
seven
go for.
also, ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. In class seven also,
Yes.
we have given one of my students. He has taken interview from her grandpa related to that what to say when you saw first time TV, which type of program you were seeing. Such type of interview they have audio they have made and they have given me as a project work.
Wow. It was a new thing, ma'am. I also will just I'll have this for my students also. Yeah, it's really a good thing to ask from the grandpas about what happened in the previous things, and
Yes,
now
yes.
first when we
Which
have,
type
no,
of
we have
when
only
they
one.
see TV? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. We have only one channel. We'll be having only the Doordarshan. Now we have so much of channels. Media plays a very important role. Yeah, correct. The next
ma'am, for
one we'll
project,
say for the, yes, ma'am.
ma'am,
yeah,
for project
yeah,
based learning,
not only
if we
that,
want,
ma'am. Yeah, not only that, ma'am. We can see before that when the phones has arrived, we were using Nokia phones, right? Now it's all changed. So this way also we can connect past and present. Now we are using Apple phones, Android, smartphones. So that also will be connected. It's a simple way. These are the things the kids will be liking because connected with the phone and connected with some
Now
games what they were
cardless.
before and now that is also connected. So they will be interested this way. So
Yes,
in their olden days, even their grandfather, what the soul was telling, that is a very interesting things. They can talk this one to their grandparents and the way where they were staying, grandparents were staying in that house, how they were reaching to the road. Presently, how they are reaching to road. So these are the way also we can connect and teach social studies in the class in a lively way.
Yes, ma'am, you are really correct, ma'am. Correct.
Now,
Yes,
for
ma'am.
project
Then,
for project-based learning, we can also do this. For example, we want to teach economics, so we can make them learn about the different currencies. And if we want to
yes,
Yes,
teach them
ma'am.
about
yeah, ma'am.
different
Yeah,
currencies
yes,
in
ma'am.
the world. So
Yeah.
a note from each country, how much value does it have compared to the Indian notes? And we can also have a project-based learning where we can teach the children, make a setup where children take a check, go to the bank, and then they talk to the manager over there, they talk to the people at the counter, how to encash a check, how to fill a deposit form. All these things are project-based learning. So in this way,
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
learning about the currency also, and you're learning the children from the start only. They learn how to deal in the social settings like banks, municipal offices, government offices, etc.
Yeah, very good, ma'am. Seriously, this is really the things on just like this only it comes out when we tell about the project-based learning. Or so the next one we'll go for the using of graphic tools. So when we use the pictures and the videos, is the easiest way of making learning fun inside the class. And the what to say, the students are being taught certain improvement about the historic events. The teachers can show them the photos or the documentaries. When we talk about the documentaries, for example, while learning about the freedom struggles, the students can be shown some documentary film about Gandhiji or Bhagat Singh, or we can just have a freedom fighters like Balagangadhar Tilak, like that. They can show about the documentary films also, so that when the children sees the documentary films, they can just relate what oh, these many struggles they have come on. So documentaries is really very good for teaching the history, and students can be shown the photos of historic locations like Red Fort or Jallianwala Bagh incident or Sabarmati ashrams. So when the students can also be shown the photos from the World War era. So all these, it is nowadays. So when we are learning, we don't have these many opportunities for seeing all those things. But this generation has so much of uh, um, technology to be used and to bring the real situation how it was. So
Sorry
using
for
the
the
graphic tool,
interruption, ma'am. Dear
yes,
participants,
ma'am.
the meeting ends in 1 minute. Kindly rejoin with the same link again.
Okay.
You can continue, ma'am.
Yes, sir. So by using this graphic tools is also one way for them to show that it is this graphic tool method and the project learning method is and the technology is all like project means will be in a group, or technology and this graphic tools is always relevant to each other, because when we use this graphic tools, only the documentaries we are just using it over here. So we can just inculcate the children about the present situation, and whatever we have been teaching, we can relate to it. So the next one is about the planning